Definitely. We got a few topics, buffet to
Suggestions.
No, topic suggestions from the people. I don't know if you guys liboni did yabo Malema, Malema Bamatakis. Lindlos.
Kunje case ya. Ya ushapala police. Funeral nya Winnie Mandela.
Oh, so le ponesa le ba tshwarisitse.
O ba tshwarisitse. Una sa batle bakeng.
It was some shoving, yeah, baba push.
Then they pushed it.
It was an ANC.
So they pushed him.
Very wela kwana wena.
Did they beat him?
Didn't beat him.
There's no way they beat him.
Who are the lawyers? AfriForum?
I don't know for the lawyer.
No, for the cop, I don't know. But the lawyers for Malema
are white.
Are white.
Yeah, but who's pursuing the case against Malema?
I don't know. Isn't it the state?
No, it's not the.
No, it can't be the state. That's not the state.
No.
And it's
not the cop either, because the cop doesn't have the financial muscle.
The question is
who's funding?
Who's the lawyer of the cop?
Who's the lawyer?
I don't know.
You see, whoever's paying the lawyer is whoever's behind those charges.
Yeah, who's funding it?
Yeah.
Hula to a clip aleko kote Malema. And who are you? And what's your interest in this court? And you are fucking blocking the way here with your fucking long leg.
You see, it shows you the extent to which white people will go to discredit a black person who's seemingly gaining too much power, the power that is not in their best interest.
Those are just the intentions.
Because me shoving you at a funeral because you won't let me in. It's something that is so minor, bro, that a black person wouldn't even take you to court for.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lay charges.
It's just a blotch on your sheet that they want.
Yeah.
Let it be another thing that distracts you.
And
it's like it's an agenda, right? I know where your topic is taking us to. We're going to get to that. But like, I just want to highlight, like, is it fever or fervor? Fervor with which white people pursue black powerful individuals.
Especially and
someone is funding that and making a big thing out of it.
Yeah.
That was not.
Because that cop isn't paying for that shit, bro.
Because and
they can try to
punch him.
There's no way a cop can afford to take such a high profile political release.
2017.
And it's been 2 years. The case has been running for 2 years.
For 2 years.
A cop can't.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
Someone is behind that.
Somebody's paying for that.
I can probably bet that it's
AfriForum.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What happened to his case? Yeah, Mratat.
Yeah, which one?
Where he
no matter the case, I don't even.
But when Malema, did you fire a rifle in the? And there's a video, ne? I will be pleading not guilty to the case. No, my question to you is: Did you fire? Ma'am, I am saying to you, I'm going to court, and in that court, I will be pleading not guilty. My answer is that I will be pleading not guilty.
Word.
Whether I was. That's my answer to you.
That thing is sub judice. It's
sub judice.
Sub judice. You know, people. A lot of people were commenting on the irony of the situation. You know, obviously his representatives, Kimahoa, and you know, for a party pushing black transformation, you know, that promotes black excellence, whatever. There was a video that came out where he's, you know, talking about they had a black firm, but one never pays. You know what I'm saying? The decision to choose a white representative has it black and white. It's not race.
It's competence.
Yes, competence or
skills.
Yeah, who can do the job. And he was getting a lot of flack, bro. Like there were a lot of, you know, learned people coming out, especially
there's
lawyers.
A black law firm or body that's trying to take him to task professionally.
About that.
Yes.
Yeah, another clip. Yeah, this lawyer, a very accomplished one. I saw the video, it floated on the timeline.
Like Bonia Eusebius.
Yeah.
That lawyer, I think he's on retainer as well with the EFF.
Is it?
What is it? It's in Mugaitobi.
The black lawyer, right?
The black lawyer.
Yeah, I think he. Huh?
Mugaitobi.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name.
Yeah, I forgot his name. I took the. Yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
He's the one. He's the guy. He's the guy that Ndlozi made reference to. Yeah.
And he was talking about
And called him a junior.
and called him a junior.
And this guy's quite accomplished.
yeah,
I know,
he's not a junior. As
not
a
a
junior,
junior,
yeah, man.
So Ulanali EFF.
No. He was just commenting on it.
Okay.
On some of.
Or it could have been a clip that came out way before.
Yeah, but it spoke a little
But
bit
it speaks to the same sentiment.
Yeah, to the same sentiment. So what's again, like when it comes to black representation, there's a lot of flack given to mistakes done by, let's say
Black people.
Yeah, like black people aren't afforded the opportunity to make mistakes in practice, and he tells you, okay, law by nature is a profession where you are gonna make mistakes barely before. You get it right. You know what I'm saying? So Mara, I just wanted to, because we've been such huge proponents to EFF, especially on this podcast. Okay, how do we feel about this seemingly Hippocratic stance? By Nkang right now.
Yeah, the EFF.
Because it seems hypocritical, bro.
Yeah, but I don't think any of us are above it. I don't particularly agree with what Malema said. I think he could have phrased what he was trying to say better instead of including the entire black law fraternity into the statements. I mean, he was failed by a black or black law firm.
And that could have been true.
And that could have been true, but I don't think that was necessarily something that was...
you paint the whole...
and that's where his statement went
left.
Yeah.
But after having been bitten the first time by a black law firm that I was trying to give a chance to, when the stakes are high, I'm not rolling the dice again.
Yes.
I'm going to a reputable law firm.
Yeah.
And I'm going to seek their services to make sure that I beat this fucking shit here. Whenever I'm dealing with a low stakes case again, I might give y'all a chance again. But right now...
and you're right. I mean,
now, this is my ass. If I lose this shit, this is my ass.
Yeah,
so
it's almost like saying when you look at women empowerment and women are putting together a presentation for a tender, and then they seek the services of a man who's been in the game, because those are your best prospects of winning. So what I'm trying to say is that the win in the bigger scheme of things
is more important at this point.
Yeah, is more bigger than the fee that is going to be made by this guy. But you have to understand, or sometimes I have to step on the shoulders of this guy to go claim something bigger. Because if I go with what maybe other feminists would say, why would you want even your success to be based on the efforts of a man? And you are saying you are for women empowerment. It's because if I do go with women in this particular juncture, my chances of succeeding are so low.
Yeah, man, but again, because I don't want to cape too much for it, because the optics look kind of fucking shitty.
They do look fucked up.
Yeah, the optics looks kind of...
The optics of what?
Of what Malema did.
Of what he does.
Of what he said or what he did.
Of what he said.
What he did and what he said.
Two separate things.
What he did and what he said.
I don't mind what he did.
I mind
said. I'm saying about what
I don't mind what he did.
I
mind what he said. If I enlist a white lawyer, my nigga...
Sometimes,
leave me alone, because where do you buy your food, Des?
I get you, B.
Are there no black grocers? Like, let's start there. Let's leave Malema alone, right?
No, I get you.
Yeah, the clothes that you're wearing.
I get you.
The phone that you use, right? There are black businesses that offer the shoes that you wear.
All of them, yes.
All of you right now.
Word.
Right. So that's why I'm really reluctant to judge him on that front, because I'm not gonna lie, most of my money that I earn on a monthly basis goes to white people.
Listen, I get you, man. Sometimes when I look at my political party that I favor, it's like when I'm looking at my church, bro, or my priest. Like, I expect higher ideals out of you than I expect for myself. You get me, Tabang. Sometimes when I look at my priest, I'm a sinner, right? I know he's human too. I know it, but I expect more of him because he's my priest.
Fair.
You get it?
Fair.
Malema is, and his party.
You don't say temptation is the same.
I know it's the same. I know he could be
the optics.
I know he can, but because he's my priest, you know, and because he's a representative of my church and my religion, I expect more of him. I expect him to be a better man than I am.
So also because he fashioned himself in that style.
Hey, so
and he might be a better man than you.
Hey,
he might be a better man than you. It's just that in that one aspect that you happen to be privy to,
yes,
he wasn't. No. And now you're trying to take that one aspect and judge his whole being based on it.
No, I'm not trying to judge the whole being. I'm not trying to judge the whole being.
I think when it comes to the EFF, let's talk about the branding exercise of EFF. Is that if I came across as Thabang and had my claim in my ticket is anti-cheating as a husband. That's the ticket I wrote on to get weight as a motivational speaker. Like I just speak
anti-cheating.
Yes. Then there's another husband who talks more about sharing of duties. Then there's another one because ANC is like better life for all.
For all. Yeah. There's a ticket that you run with.
What I'm saying is that as the EFF, you're running on a particular ticket,
which is black empowerment, black first.
Which is, let's say, for example, it's almost the same thing as I would be, not that I wouldn't understand that Pico fucked a white bed. But I'm going to say, Pico, you wrote on black consciousness. Exactly. So I understand that psychologically, I don't even expect you to be turned on by a white woman.
Sure.
Not that I don't get why you would fuck a white woman. But I'm saying you wrote on a ticket that framed my expectations of you to be very black.
Exactly.
So I feel like if you look at a white woman as a political entity, you would not even want to have your dick sucked by a white woman. Because why would you even want to derive pleasure from your dick being in the mouth of a white woman?
Even though I can understand as a man.
As a man.
You would do it.
So I'm saying, yes, the politics of EFF have always been on transformation and blackness being equal to the task. So yes, if I'm your political detractor, of course I'm going to zone in on that thing. Because I am attacking you on the basis of what your brand positioning is. Yes, as a normal human being, like you are right, yes, there are a lot of things that you can say, but Thabang, you're also a hypocrite. Yeah, sure, but I don't hold a public office where I promise people that I'm going to champion interests of blacks.
Why, boy?
No, but I disagree with that.
Why, boy?
I disagree with that because it's lazy. It's lazy because you have the same responsibility, which is the premise of everything that we're fighting for.
Yes.
Everything that I'm fighting for right now is to get Des to fall in line. But instead of Des falling in line, Des is looking at me to tell me that he holds me to a higher standard. My nigga, I'm doing what I'm doing to change you. And you failing. And you failing, and every time you fail, you go back to your fucking, place, Udulara Osnamatat. But every time I fail you are able to jump up to your feet and point fingers at me.
Because you're a leader, bro.
I get that, right? But people always default pointing fingers.
Yes.
You see, and that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's lazy because you made a reference to, well, if I was doing it as Thabang, it wouldn't be a problem. But I'm not holding public office. But then you're absolving yourself of any responsibility. You're absolving yourself of responsibility that you have in implementing the principles that I'm trying to instill in the black community.
Word. Okay, valid. Okay. It's a valid point. Obviously, if I'm going to use that analogy of the priest again and a church.
Because we didn't say that adhere to those principles only when and if you hold public office. We said adhere to those principles when you are a black person.
Or if you believe in this movement.
That's what we said.
Or if you believe in this movement.
And as a believer of the movement, and somebody that prescribes and subscribes to the principles that have been taught by that movement, I expect that of you too. The same way I would expect of it from Malema.
Which is fine.
Sure.
I think what Des was saying was that, be that as it may, because I have to always be on the default side that, yes, people are lazy. So my engagement with things, I'm already engaging with people that are lazy, that will find that moment opportunistic. So I am saying, the optics of it, because the optics are face value.
The optics are
not good.
The optics are not good.
I disagree with that sentiment.
The optics are not good, bro.
Because the optics are only not good or predominantly not good to people that are against the movement. The optics, or rather the optics should predominantly be not good to people that are against that movement.
Okay.
Right? I do not expect, right, people that understand the nuances of the message that has been preached. Like I remember there's an argument that happened with the lawyer guys in the group, right? And the EFF members were defending that shit. They were defending that shit, right? And obviously they were defending it from a different perspective, right? But the way that I look at it is that I don't see Julius Malema as anybody that's different from me. I don't view that man as different from me.
As you are him.
I see him as me, right? That's why I said in the previous episode that politicians are us. If he's doing corruption, right, or if he's falling victim to the temptations, or if ataba mahoa, if lekgata le le tshaba mahoa at that court station Senekale da, bro, o tshaba legoa le wena. Newsflash, in case you didn't know, wa le tshaba legoa. And I'll be the first to tell you that o tshaba legoa.
Word.
And if you in denial about that fact, then that's on you.
Sure, but now
right? But if you're gonna point a finger, because sometimes maybe, and that's where like cults, right, and worship of leaders come from, is because you see these people as people that are different from you.
Yeah, as better than you.
Because
better than you.
Of people
that's
are
why
lazy.
you hold them to it better. You hold them to a higher standard because you already perceive them as some people that are more accomplished, more better, or that hold some higher being than you. But the moment you start to see them as yourself, then your expectations, right, and your leniency adjust accordingly. And instead of working for this man, you work with him. You work with him because when you're working for Malema, right, when he says an inflammatory statement in the media about white people, then you're all up in arms and you're in the marches and you're marching to wherever the fuck.
because he's speaking my thoughts.
Yes, that's when you're working for Malema. But when you're working with Malema, you start to implement his principles in your company.
Even when, yes, that I agree with. I'm not saying, remember.
Yeah,
but I'm talking about the mindset.
Yeah.
Because it speaks to mindset.
Yes.
Because if you're working with Malema, you're not going to be derailed by this shit.
Yes.
You wouldn't.
No, totally. It's just that Obana what Mo is speaking to is definitely dating Yaure. How do you look at your leaders? You know what I'm saying? Well, because now when I was looking at that situation, I'm not cancelling the EFF because Mfana is using a fucking white lawyer.
Yeah.
It's just that I was looking at it, I expected more from you.
Which is where I was going with it. When I say the optics of it, I'm not saying it's a cul-de-sac. I'm taking it as a speed bump.
Yeah. But
I'm saying that moment in the politics of the EFF on the week, it was just a speed bump.
Yeah.
Because, so think about this. So I'm saying, I'm talking about the optics. I'm not sitting here as somebody who does not understand what Malema means.
Of course.
But I'm saying, if I'm Malema's enemy, I can understand why, politically, I can chew away a particular chunk out of his positioning. That's why when Muri says that, when we are lazy, we will go back and we will say, you said Mandela is your savior. Why does he live in Houghton and you live in Soweto? But you are lazy to even make that comparison because he's a well-renowned leader who has to be protected, who has to be. You get my point. But I'm saying, if I'm his arch enemy, I can use those optics and go to his voters that he's trying to convince. Because I understand that the majority of people are lazy anyway. So I will be able to chow away at his politics.
Right.
Which may represent a speed bump, not necessarily a cul-de-sac.
That's why I speak to opponents. That's why I speak to opponents, because that's where it matters.
Yeah.
That's why I speak to opponents, but I don't expect theirs, right, as a supporter of the movement, to feel those sentiments that have been
I
taken
agree.
all over the place.
I agree with
You see,
that.
I don't expect that of you.
I agree there.
Right?
I agree with that.
Like I'm okay with you feeling some type of way about it, right? But when an AfriForum or people come on the TL and they start lambasting
Nice fact there.
the EFF,
Nah, fuck it.
and you add petrol
No,
to that
no,
shit,
Nah, you can't do that. Yeah.
what you mean?
Nah. Kiri. I can't join into the lambasting.
bandwagon, yes.
I can't join into
Yes.
that. Nah, I can't.
Yes.
Nah, I can't do that.
You can't do that.
I can't do that.
But you see, and that's why I have a problem. Like, okay, you have some reservations, but bro, like your lambasting is.
Yeah, Mara, I still think there is something to be said for people who are in the movement, who check some fun for maybe we check it different.
See, what I expect this ordeal to be is a lesson to all black people. That when we say bar black,
Buy black.
hakabapali.
Hey, let's play the game. All of
Yeah.
us.
And le ena malema tlameha re mchekise because le gona tlameha re mchekise hore monne
But
buy
how?
black buy black
No.
even when your ass is on the line,
It's
bro.
a reminder to check yourself.
Check yourself. I agree with it. You know, Modise talked about like,
And check him
leaders.
too
Yeah,
as
Emma.
our leader.
You know, Modise was talking about
No, I'm not checking my
because
leg.
we hold leaders to like this occult or cult status. You know, Terre Blanche.
Sure.
So Terre Blanche wrote on the proponent that black people mean nothing.
Sure.
So there's a person who was born in Ventersdorp who followed this guy's ideologies. Ne? And then how do I show
Yeah,
there was news on about Baba.
Yeah, he was fucking black people.
Right? So I can understand why the follower of Terre Blanche who said, Emmanuel, you convinced me that this is filth.
But you were indulging.
Yeah, I understand what kind of conundrum it could put that follower. Gore wena o lantse gore, batho bana se batho. Maruto na o no kota ra.
I don't believe that happened.
Na ba kota man.
I believe that shit was staged because
Because of who that man
it was important. It was important for that message to go out.
Yeah.
It was extremely important for that message to go out. I don't believe it.
Yeah, but I co-sign it though.
I co-sign because even
I
in the
co-sign
plantations,
it,
white
though.
people were fucking black
I
slaves.
co-sign it though.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, I co-sign it. Nage co-sign it. I co-sign it. I co-sign it, man. Share, but listen, like I understand what you're saying, Hore. What's again, especially because the conversation that you're bringing up is that changing our view in how we view our leaders. Because now my thought has always been, okay, you know, like Mutu Chikile as your leader is he holds the most perfect of ideals that you.
You see, the problem that I have with that with that principle
Yeah.
or whatever you want
of your leader, Anale, holding the best of you.
Yeah, it's because you see your leader as someone that is different from you, right? So it absolves you of responsibility.
When as a follower.
Yeah, that's how you're able to look at corrupt politicians as if they're some sort of different species, some different species of human being that comes from wherever the fuck planet. Right? But the moment you start seeing people that are holding positions of power and political power or privilege or whatever as you,
as yourself,
and think about what and who you will be if you're in that same position, it will then determine, not necessarily dictate, it will guide the decisions that you make in your daily dealings with
those
other human beings, in your business dealings, in work, with family, whatever.
And when you look and it will also determine how you view when those guys make mistakes.
Yes. It helps you to have a nuanced view, right? And have some leniency, as well as wrath.
Wrath too.
Right?
Because that's also
in balanced.
Yeah, it be balanced.
It be balanced, you know. So I can look at the whole VBS saga and be like,
Alright, man.
I'm willing to forgive that shit. You know, because the greater good is land expropriation without compensation.
Sure.
You know, I can look at this white lawyer shit. Okay, it's fucked up, but doesn't really derail me.
It's a speed bump. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You
not
know,
a
it doesn't
derailment.
but it's
derail
really
me, you
it's really
know.
he on black empowerment.
What I'm looking at here is radical economic transformation.
Yeah.
And I understand why a man with this type of case would.
You know, a scandal comes out, the nigga cheated.
Alright, man.
I might have taken a few
Alright,
ladies.
I'm a little mad, but I'm not gonna look at that.
Yeah, I would have
because,
fucked him too.
You know, I'm looking at the nationalization of the South African Reserve Bank that is being controlled by
That is
foreign
more
interests.
important.
That's
Now
more
money's
important.
been
That is
printed
more
and fucking
important.
our money's been printed. You know, like I'm looking at those things.
Yeah, yeah.
So now I'm not gonna get derailed because
Martin
Malema got
fucked a
his
few
dick
white
sucked,
girl-
or
you
he
know.
got a white lawyer, or
Yeah.
he's involved in the VBS. Like I'm talking about the things that could come
Important,
out
bro.
of being a politician.
Yes,
Because these
yeah.
are the regular scandals that come out of.
Yeah,
You know,
because-
I'm not fixating on those things and deciding. I mean, people are so lazy to the extent that they will look at the EFF and say, you know, but Malema used to be, you know, Limpopo, you know, he bankrupted municipalities there, what, VBS, Floyd, okay, sharp. We can't vote for that.
Nah, Joe.
But my nigga, the last elections, you voted for the African National
Congress. And
Let's
them niggas,
list-
We're still
them,
fucking
them,
you.
them niggas
Let
are
us
fucking
list-
you.
Let us
And
list,
no,
Let
with
us
no
list-
lube, my nigga.
Let us list,
No,
let us list their transgressions.
no.
Let us list their transgressions.
As
they
we
did
speak.
1, 2, bro. That list is fucking endless.
Endless, bro. Endless. But
And you see 3 wrongs, right?
yeah, yeah.
3 wrongs out of an up and coming political party,
Bro.
and that's enough for you to decide not to vote for them.
That
right?
shit frustrates me so much.
For some reason, all these wrongs that the ANC has been doing,
You don't
are
see
not
it,
enough
bro.
to cause you not to vote
not
for
to vote for them. Bruh, it's such a mind fuck, bruh.
No,
It's such a mind fuck.
I'm in 2 minds about it. I'm in 2 minds about it in a sense, let's use another construct of these relationships is that if I knew that you, Des, are a serial cheater, and then I knew that to steal your woman, I would have to present myself as the opposite of you, right? So I'm gonna say, what kind of a man will cheat on such a beautiful woman and do this and do this and do this and do this and do this, right? Then on the basis of that, your woman leaves you to give me a chance. Then I cheat. Now when I cheat, I now say, nah, but I only cheated 1, but Des cheated 10 times. So what I'm saying is that I understand that psychologically is that you've positioned yourself as, so in other words, when you positioned yourself, you didn't position yourself as a fallible person. You positioned yourself as a perfect solution. So now I then hold you to a higher standard than the devil I know.
I understand that. But what I'm discouraging is, you see, it's all good and well, and this works across all facets of life, right? Even in relationships, right? And like there's a part where I understand where you're coming from, why you feel how you feel, why you think, and why, as a result, you make the decisions that you make.
And the positions you take.
That's one part.
It's not
My
all the parts.
acknowledgement of that part does not mean that there isn't something to be changed in that mindset.
Sure.
Right. So what I'm discouraging you from using the first part to justify the second.
Which is the easy way out.
Which is the easy.
You know that mindset needs to change. It's something that you need to work on.
You need to work. But how about
I understand why you like that. But don't use the reason why you like that as a justification for you to remain like that.
And not change your mindset.
That's what
And not
people
to
do.
change. Yeah.
It fucking irks.
I can buy that.
Yeah. But happy Lord, using that an analogy how I'm fit, you know, because like a lot of people who still vote for the ANC, you know what I'm saying, are like people who are in an abusive relationship. You know what I'm saying? Wow, not Hadiman, wow, not Tamara. He treats you nice sometimes. Wow, not. And then maybe Hunale Tabangata or Shayla on the side. Yeah. You know, he's got a sketchy past. You know what I'm saying? He's not perfect too. You know what I'm saying? Mara when Taman says I'm gonna treat you better, and then you sit and say, Ish, Yeah, but you cheated on Cindy. You know? How do I know I can jump back if I jump ship?
Actually, using the analogy or the parallel of relationship insofar as Malema is concerned, and where I agree with Murise is to say, if I'm in a relationship with my wife or my girlfriend, let not your friends who are not happy about our union dictate the agenda of my emotions about whether I'm leaving you or not. If you arrive at, if we arrive at a conclusion of wena Malema or Rwela Masepa or Shasha, but let it be the conclusion that we arrived at ourselves, not as an agenda yamahoa.
Sure.
And that's fine.
That's fine.
That I agree with.
Okay.
That I agree with.
I'm there too. I'm there too.
Baby. Of course, if but the fact that Nalo and Arala still, there's already your friends, Basa Nyalwang. That will always find holes. They refuse. The agenda is to refuse to see something good about you and me. So therefore, everything they bring to your table has to be treated with circumspect. Because it does not come from a good place. Even if it's factual. But when because it's selective.
Even if it's factual.
Even if it's factual, because it is selective.
Even if it's factual.
Even if it's factual. Because these are the people that will not tell you, we saw Tabang.
In fact, it's a fucking bash for them when it's factual.
Yeah.
Do you get my point?
Because they know that there's no other way that you're going to view this. You're with them.
So what will then happen is that if I'm seen with two women in one night, and one woman was literally throwing herself at me and I pushed her away.
They're not going to tell you
those
that.
Those are not the news that further the agenda. So they're not going to tell you.
They're not going to tell you.
But you know, babes, we saw your husband telling a woman, don't you see I've got a ring? But they may happen that the one that was bothering me is one that I liked.
Yeah. But
so now you've got 100% 50-50. The 50% absolves me. I'm bad, but I'm not that bad.
Not that bad.
Because on the night I took two decisions. One was half bad. But because to further strengthen the agenda of our haters, because baby, these are our haters. That's one thing you must also not forget about. It's not that they are on your side. These are our common haters. So
that pretend to be friends.
That present because they want to aid you to leave me. Because misery loves company. So they have to.
That topic is triggered him, but I'm not gonna. I have a lot to unpack.
Because they have to aid you to leave me. So what they brought to you about the night, like you say, in the bigger scheme of things, did Malema being represented by a white?
It doesn't derail the movement because in the bigger scheme of things, the movement is what's important.
A week ago,
it can derail the movement with weaker-minded individuals, which is a lot more than we might choose to admit.
But then think about this. But just the last week, Malema was
in
engaging
Senegal
in something that takes the biggest books about black life.
He was in Senegal fighting. He was in Senegal.
Even this week, it's sharp because onanyela the professional. The people that needed protection, he was on the ground.
I can't shit on the whole thing just because he got represented by a white lawyer, and I can't shit on the whole movement. And it's really disappointing. It's really disappointing.
We lost the case because Kopialona was fucked up.
Yeah, it's really because sometimes because another way the way they get chakagate ibekare onobona like othola maybe mpintsha how wentse masep hore Malema re ka mchekisa or hey mfethu, you know what I'm saying, mara ka tlu
you know,
but I'm not gonna be jumping on social media fuck this nigga, fuck into hypocritic. No, bro, I'm not doing that.
You see, what the way that I view these issues to be is that they are actually opportunities for you to introspect. That's the way that I see it. So when you saw these news going up and down about Malema, you should have seen that as an opportunity to introspect, to look at yourself. Look at yourself. Look at where you're spending. Where are you spending your money?
Where are you spending
Who are you spending your money with?
And then ask yourself, why do you have such a high expectation of Malema?
Yes.
How checkily your disposable income? When I know how much of it falls
not
in
even
black
disposable
hands?
income.
Yeah.
The entire thing.
No. What's that income?
What makes it?
Even your debt.
What makes it to your bank account?
Yeah.
Right?
Where does it fall?
Because what doesn't make it to your bank account, we keep that.
Yeah.
The people,
Yeah.
and then the politicians go and fuck it up. You know, but that's fine. At least it's still ours.
Yeah.
But what makes it to your account? How much of it
Goes
is
to
being
black.
paid to white people?
How much of it? Yeah, look at it. Just as an exercise.
It's probably all of it.
Yeah.
And
just as an exercise.
More than Gitolanzaga, Kiskambana, Kawash,
Kawash.
taxi.
Yeah, 50 rand
Man, this
nyana,
cool
taxi.
Baskopas.
Yeah.
underground
Umpontsabane,
Yeah,
Chappies.
chirpy.
You know?
But the bulk of it.
That's
man,
where-
debit order.
Debit order.
Yeah, look way.
Debit order ya dikgwebo, insurance, Ngamla.
Gamla, rente.
Trans, Ngamla.
Rente. Bond,
Gamla.
Gamla.
Diaparo.
Diaparo.
Ngophana, Ngamla.
Gamla.
Kaolo, Ngamla.
Gamla.
And you're right, it's actually fuck us.
Vale.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
In fact, Malema...
Beloved, you're not the one. You're not the one to be so
It's actually
critical.
sad if we think
Yeah, we are really not the one. Share, but not the way Niki Shiblega Yona. Because next I shaba in that critical eye, you know, lambasting Malema. Inel dying yaure ish. As I came, I'm fair to. You know,
Leave Malema alone.
I fix nyana this thing. Hey,
Leave
Niki
Julius alone.
Shiblega.
Leave Julius alone,
Niki Shebi.
as well as his future mistakes.
Leave
Leave Julius alone. Leave this man to focus. Ibile, that's why sometimes we talk about other people that maybe there is something to be said about seeing politicians as somebody that is outside of you, because it allows you to kill all the noise and allow him to focus on the important shit.
Kill out
Yeah,
the noise
yeah.
and focus on the electioning.
E ga o fihla go betsa gamba mo lahlela kwa ke re my leader fit
Sure.
ya mo yang
It's the same thing as the lady netsa VBS who had ba hirile ntlo ne ko Cape Town ba ko rubbish canning ba fitla ba thola di condom. So I'm like thinking, these are niggas in their 30s with power, with money. What do you expect?
And happy when I look.
What do you expect?
And happy when I look at the optics of the case, right? When I look at the optics of the case that Malema is fighting, you know, when I learn Gamla Lenana, let's Suksandi boy, you know. So if I spend some Gamla Leling, hore, there's money.
like that.
Yes.
what the like but it was a split second clip that a split second
What
look at the
did
way ke boning a super I man ka teng
I think you're on it saying, hey, come on, these long legs of yours. You're even.
Even those reactions are symbolic.
Bro,
But
They are so
bro,
important.
they're important, bro.
Emma,
We need to see niggas like that.
You know, people like to go to this.
That is very important
the
for us to
crudeness
see.
or the rudeness of Malema. And I love it. And
And I love to see it. I love to
and I'm
see
not
it.
a rude person in my life.
And I love to see it.
I'm not a rude person in my
And
life.
we don't even speak to white people that way ourselves.
I am saying, when
You don't,
Malema,
bro.
when Malema does it, you know, he always says, "Nah, I will always confront racism with decisiveness." Ne?
Kopala hana
You've
tebela
never-
that in a link
Agent.
your bloody-
your bloody agent. I love to see
even
that.
though the position, so what it does for us is that
It's inspirational.
It's inspirational. Yeah.
to power.
Because that's how we treat black people.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it should be normalized.
It should be normalized.
But
And he's normalizing
for some
it.
reason, every time I see
That's
black
haba.
people do that to white people, I cringe. I cringe.
Do you know what Malema
Like, I can admit, I cringe when I see black people speak like that to white
To white
people. I'm
people.
like, "Ay, wait, no.
And they wouldn't hesitate to speak to us like that, bro.
What are you doing?
But you know,
But
Mama
every
went.
time it happens to a black people, it's like,
Yeah, it's part for the cause.
do you people don't remember why Malema just the minority agent. Do you remember the
Take
reason?
your bloody agent. Like so below namotang.
The
In
reason-
the press conference.
The reason Malema we say I change the Mugabe MDC Chiang Rai.
Changarai, yeah.
We say no, Rona na supporta Mugabe or no, but Chiang Rai they are sponsored. They come here, they are about to consult South Africa and then they are in air conditioned offices
hotels,
in Sente.
yeah.
Then the lawyer abare, but with all due respect, Mr. Malema, you also live in Sente. Ne yaba mukenze mna nasmu. Hey, futsek wena. Futsek. Bloody agent.
But
Almost. What are you talking about?
yeah.
I trust at any political level,
Level.
not any residency.
Yeah.
See, Malema
Man, that nigga's
Malema is
important,
dangerous.
bro. That nigga's important, bro.
he can't be head of state.
Yeah. Now,
He can be.
It can't be him.
okay, what do you mean? They're gonna kill him?
No, he's just like he's
Moses, he must deliver us to the promised land,
yeah.
but he must not lead us in the promised land.
No, he can't be head of state.
Yeah, he can't be head of state.
He's
What
a
tell
hothead.
Malema?
Yeah, too much.
Nah,
What
man.
tell and no,
And
no,
I
what
think
tell-
he's driven by emotion a lot.
He's driven by
Yeah, but
emotion.
don't we need a little bit of that? Though?
We
We
need him
need
as
that, but
Moses.
not as head of state.
Yeah, not as head of state.
Yeah, man.
Head of
I
state,
need
you
that,
need to
B.
be diplomatic.
Floyd,
Yes.
I need that, B.
Shibambu.
I need that, bro.
Well, I must say, but get out of here. Rubbish
And
is
goes
what-
in, goes in.
yo,
What's
I
in
love
your
Floyd
pants?
so much, girl. Floyd is
Yeah.
dignified. You know, you had led fair.
Yeah, we just law,
I was
nada.
asked, what's dignified about that?
Designer loafers, designer loafers.
Sure, you know
And
what
look
I'm
at
saying?
Zeke.
with his
Get
knock
his-
kneed, with his knock kneed walk.
And look
Yeah.
at
You know,
Zeke.
hamtla kama sepo tu, hamtla kama sepo bisa kampama. You know,
Nah,
Academically,
man.
educated.
Yeah,
Like Rata Floyd.
I feel like
Who did he move?
the country needs a little
Ula
shake
shapa
up.
cameraman.
Yeah, fuck that nigga, bro. Fuck
No,
that
I'm
nigga.
shapa mutho shapa lempa maki Marshall Dlamini.
Marshall Zamin.
The SG.
Yeah, but he manhandled the cameraman. I
Yeah,
love Floyd.
shapa clap.
Nah, man.
Floyd is an intellectual.
Yeah, we need a little
educated
shake
man,
up, bro.
and he's not as hot-headed as
As Malem. I need
Malem.
that. I need that hot net.
Malema. Needs to lead us to the promised land, like you were saying.
Yeah, and my problem ka bona ko hanse
Hula.
ba hola.
Part the seas.
Yeah, but
So
I
that's
need.
part.
Yeah, I need him
Part
to
the
check.
seas.
Yeah,
Just
Malema must part the
seas.
seas. So it's
Yeah,
And like it would be so. I think that's where we would stand to gain the most from a character like Malema. In fact, let me rephrase that. We would stand to gain the most from a character like Malema if a character like Malema realized that his only purpose
Just to get
is
us
to
there.
lead us to the promised land, not to be the leader.
Maskaba too ambitious.
Because the actions with either are different. If his actions are to become the leader, these actions will be one way. If his actions are
That's it.
acknowledging and knowing that he's only in the service of the people and he'll never be a leader, he'd be more powerful for black people here
Yeah.
It's finally,
than,
you know,
than the chasing of power.
you know O.R. Tambo, you're like such a leader, bro, that when Mandela was in, because O.R. Tambo I think is the longest serving ANC president. He was a president for 24 years for the ANC.
24.
For 24 years in exile.
They kept voting him in.
Yes. Then when Mandela got released, Ola hoda man, you are the one that's gonna take us to the new
To the other side.
dispensation. Azanga batla ulwana.
Imagine what South Africa would have been
Yeah.
if Oliver
Yeah, if he wanted
Oliver
to
had decided to hold on to power.
Yeah, because that's where then you get splinters.
Yeah, yeah.
It's when somebody plays to their role, and they're like, you know, look,
And we could have had a dictatorship.
Yeah, we could have.
yeah. But and I think Happy, it's this thing of people always knowing that history would always be on your side if you took the right decision. Today we respect O.R. Tambo as a freedom fighter. In fact, there was a statue.
Yeah. They asked us to
It's-
speak
it's-
about
yeah,
that because that's a nice segue. Okay.
It's not
For
going
us
to be
speak
lost.
about that
Then-
statue.
Then there was another king. Honale president ya ANC ekilinya ba Mosotho. Siakamelo or Sieme kapa something.
Wasn't that the first?
No. First is Lutuli.
Is Albert Luthuli the first?
Yes,
No.
that was Albert Lutuli. Either is the second or the founding president. But it's Nguni. Is that it was in Bloom.
Okay.
But I think
No,
it was
no.
Lutuli House because Lutuli House I think is named after Albert Lutuli.
Yeah.
But when I president for 2 years at ANC, Marinelli Musotio, it was the first time. Then Mandela, when he got out of jail, he believed that was the guy that was supposed. Ibile ntwana ha ene papanyana mo the socials ntwana thing. O ka re ke ba blow more not Bethlehem but in Free State. Ha Mandela ato winner presidency ANC. The first stop and the order of business, he went to that guy's grave. About you, my president. I'm here to report to you that the country is free. You were supposed to be.
As a gesture of
so history will always absolve you.
Sure.
But when you've got ambition and you wear your ambition on your sleeves,
but